Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. It's all about justice. It's all about the rule of law. No one is above the rule of law. That's what the leftoids keep telling us. Donald Trump isn't being politically persecuted. No, he's just facing justice. He's being held accountable for his actions. What exactly are his actions that he's being held accountable for? Well, probably something along the lines of being a big orange meanie. Oh, he's so mean, his tweets are so mean. You know, give me a break. Justice. Rule of law, law and order. We know the reality. This is a massive campaign of vengeance. They still can't get over the fact that Hillary Clinton lost. That's the reality. They can't get over the fact that they lost an election, and so the hissy fit continues. They don't want it to happen again, and that means at any cost. This has nothing to do with justice. It has nothing to do with upholding the law. It has nothing to do with holding a criminal accountable, and everything to do with vengeance, hatred, and I guess now we could ascribe racial hatred. MSNBC's Joy Reid is finally admitting the truth that the criminal charges targeting Donald Trump are part of some racially based vengeance campaign to take down the evil orange man. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so let's start off by tuning into MSNBC. Let's just take a look.
There is something wonderfully poetic about the fact that despite the fact that even if convicted, he's not going to go to prison, the first person to actually criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad, the very kind of person that his former staff, the people who worked for him, Stephen Miller, etc., want to never be at Harvard Law School. But he was. And he came out and graduated, and he's prosecuting you, Donald. And a black woman is doing that same exact thing in Georgia. And a black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine that's out now also in question because the people who put it up, that might not be legit. Donald Trump is being held to account by the very multicultural, multiracial democracy that he's trying to dismantle. And for me, there's something poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home on today.
Now that's an interesting quote now, isn't it? Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home. What do you think she means by that? Well, it's obviously very clear. What she said there, what it translates to, is a celebration of corrupt, racially based weaponization of the legal system for political gain. That is obviously exactly what she just said. She's essentially saying that Republicans, or Trump-style Republicans, ought to be careful because people of color, racial minorities who occupy very powerful positions are willing to weaponize those positions to destroy you. That is essentially what she's saying. She's saying the quiet part out loud. She's proving what we've been saying all along. And it's an interesting perspective, you know, kind of giving me a flashback to what we covered on CNN last week. After O.J. Simpson passed away, this is what they were saying.
But it was so racially charged because of what had happened just before with Rodney King, but also just how Black Americans feel about policing. It's not like O.J. Simpson was the leader of the civil rights movement of his era. You know, he wasn't a social justice leader, but he represented something for the Black community in that moment, in that trial, particularly because there were two white people who had been killed, and the history around how Black people have been persecuted during slavery.
It's the same sort of hate-filled, racially divisive, just horribly hateful rhetoric. These are supposedly the good guys fighting the evils of racism and fascism, the evil orange man. Once again, they show their true colors. They show us exactly who they are. They are everything they pretend the other side is. You know, they're always going on and on about social justice and progressivism, undoing and dismantling the country's evil, racist past. They're always virtue signaling about how they're the good guys, solving society's problems, and Donald Trump's the one who's divisive and bringing us backwards. But who's really bringing us backwards? Who's really lighting the flame, throwing fuel on the fire? Who's really increasing racial tension and animus? It's obviously them. Trust the legal process, they say. Really? Trust the legal process? You're supposed to just accept it all on face value and not ask any questions. Even though top media anchors are saying stuff like that? Give me a break. You know, you're not supposed to ask any questions because Eric Adam told you so.
In your city will be fair to former President Trump?
The city is a fair city, and that's why they're on the jury duty. Both sides decide, and they interview and make their determination.
The jury pool will be totally fair. New York City's a fair city. Yeah, a real fair city, taking on this ridiculous case that doesn't even fall within its jurisdiction of the law, sicking a rogue George Soros-funded district attorney in a 80+% Democrat voting city, now stacking the jury pool with actual anti-Trump activists. We're now getting news that one of the individuals who's been seated as a juror in the case supposedly has a very partisan anti-Trump, anti-Republican past, a social media past to be exact, that in a fair world should be, in my opinion, disqualifying, but in the world of Democrat banana republics and show trials is apparently perfectly normal. Justice Juan Merchan denied another attempt by Trump lawyer Todd Blanche to dismiss a prospective juror over social media posts, one of which said, quote, Republicans projected to pick up 70 seats in prison. The judge has denied an effort by Trump's lawyers to remove a prospective juror who shared social media posts that showed celebrations on the Upper West Side after Trump lost the 2020 election. The judge said that he believed the prospective juror when she answered she would be impartial if she was selected for the panel. Well, you know, here you have a juror who literally seems to have a personal interest in Republicans going to prison, but she said that she'll be impartial, so not really a red flag. I'm sure everything's gonna be alright because New York City's a fair city. Give me a frickin' break. We have a clearly politically motivated case in the midst of an election, and you have jurors on the case who celebrated Joe Biden's victory and on social media literally called for the jailing of Republicans. Any rational, impartial, fair human being would view that as obviously wrong, but of course Judge Merchan doesn't, because it's pretty much par for the course for him and his family, a family of very deeply connected Democrats who agree with the sentiment. We've all seen this Twitter account, right? @LaurenM426. Allegedly, that's the judge's daughter. What do you notice about this Twitter profile? Well, would you look at that? The profile picture is a photoshopped image of Donald Trump behind bars. Well, obviously, the judge wouldn't have an issue with one of the jurors promoting the same kind of sentiment that his own family agrees with. Leftists know what's going on. They pretend they don't, but they know exactly what's happening. These people love to pretend as if they're basically the Northern Star, you know, a guiding star of everything moral. They can do no wrong. That's the image they project. But the reality is, they're celebrating the weaponization of the justice system, whether that be for partisan reasons or whether those reasons are based in racial vengeance. I mean, could you imagine if it was Barack Obama sitting in that courtroom and a host at Fox News said what Joy Reid said? Could you imagine the outrage? If the left didn't have double standards, well, the left wouldn't have standards at all. Once again, they show us exactly who they are. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.